Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Talos Principle 2. Apologies for the late start. I had about 20 minutes to kill about 2 hours ago, and ended up having my best Balatro run ever. Alright, I will admit, I have looked up the solution to this puzzle, and it angered me immensely, because it is not evident what you're supposed to do. Basically, you see that red beam right there? The red beam is shooting at an emitter that is keeping these gates closed. We have to break that beam. That's all we have to do. But now I have to remember how we got over there in the first place. Oh yeah, we got the teleport guy up there. Stand over here somewhere where the other guy can see me. Of course, I need to get somewhere where I can see him, too, so. Which might be an issue. Okay, let's come over here. Oops. Oh. It needs to actually be connected to a beam. Something I should have thought of. And as we see, the beam is breaking the beam. The gate's open. We can go in here now.
So how does this coconut taste to you?
It's kind of wooden. Very crunchy.
Did humans just have weird taste, or is this some function of subjectivity? Without more precise data about the human brain, how do we even know this is what they experienced when they tasted a coconut? Bloody qualia.
I think you're supposed to have the inside.
No, but I like the crunchy bit.
Does it matter what it tasted like to them? We want to expand the horizons of human experience, not recreate them.
The girl has a point. 1K, let's try eating sand.
Yuck.
Also, I know we are leaving in not Yakut's regular body. But oh well. Okay, we completed 7, so on to 8. But no, the consensus from the other players is that might have been the worst puzzle in the DLC. Just for being obtuse. Oh, we found Athena and Cornelius.
What's up?
Have you done any more research on that anomaly you discovered?
No, one of these days, but not yet. For now, I need to learn to live again.
Valid.
Are you enjoying the exhibition?
The location is wonderful, and I love Barzai's ideas and themes. But even though I get the point, it's too biographical for me. I can't really look back at what happened and just treat it like an inspirational story. But that's okay. The good thing is that my pain doesn't have to affect everyone else now. And I don't have to feel the weight of the world on my shoulders.
What did it feel like being the first to step foot on another world?
At first, I wasn't sure it should be me, but 1K convinced me, and I'm glad he did. As for what it felt like keeping a promise I made to Alexandra Drennan. She wanted us to reach for the stars, and after all this time, we finally did.
Do you think we'll make first contact soon? With aliens, I mean.
I don't know. I'm sure there's life all over the universe, and some of it must be intelligent. But the distances are vast, and most of the universe is barren. so it might take a few more years before we find another civilization. Then again, our wormhole technology still needs a lot of refinement. So who knows what will happen when we finish the next version?
Barzai believes that there's a creator, a mind that made the universe. What do you think?
If the language of creation is a melody, could there be a composer? I suppose so. But who created the creator? And if the creator was always there, why can't the melody have always been there? Is it so much worse if we were created by the inherent beauty of the cosmos and not by a person?
Now that you've been free for some time, do you think we picked the right path?
I think it would be dangerous to assume that we can't make mistakes. But they don't have to be the same mistakes. War, oppression, exploitation. I don't believe that these are just part of the human condition. I think they're childhood diseases, and their time is over.
If you have any relationship advice, I'd love to hear it.
Me? Yakut. I'm the one who messed everything up. It was all of you who saved me. But, my biggest mistake was not appreciating what I had. I don't think there's ever been anyone like Cornelius. He has so much love, so much dedication, and I got so overwhelmed with grief that I almost lost him. It's strange how selfish grief can make you sometimes. It isolates you and, no matter how much we improve the world, there will always be grief. So when it rolls around, try to remember that none of us can find the answers alone.
All right, I should go.
I guess that's Miranda.
Hello, Yakut.
Miranda said you're working on a new project.
That's right. I'm trying to determine whether it's possible to salvage the individual personalities that were uploaded from Gehenna.
Shouldn't that be easy, now that we basically understand everything?
We understand the rules of the universe, but that doesn't mean we have no limitations. There's a lot of data from the simulation that simply no longer exists. If I just fill it in with my best guess, I'm not really recreating the citizens of Gehenna, am I? There's no continuity. I'm just creating something similar.
You're right. They wouldn't really be themselves.
Exactly. And that troubles me. But if I can find a way of fully restoring them, then this becomes the best kind of ethical dilemma. A theoretical one.
What do you think of the exhibition?
I'm not an art critic. I'm just here to enjoy this beautiful island and to spend time with my family.
How do you see the future of our civilization? Do you think we're doing okay?
I'm optimistic. Not desperately trying to maintain my faith in humanity, just looking forward to what's next. I'm sure there will be some bumps in the road here and there, but yeah, I think we're doing okay.
Do you have any idea what that anomaly is? I mean, the one that Athena discovered in space.
Perhaps it's something the theory of everything genuinely doesn't account for. Perhaps it's something entirely within the laws of physics, but in some way we haven't thought of. Or perhaps my brother Eustathius is right, and it's evidence of the prime mover. Either way, it's a reminder to stay humble.
What's the biggest danger we face as a civilization?
I don't know. We're only just getting started, and each era of development has its own challenges. But if I had to venture a guess, I would say solipsism. In liberating the individual, we're making social bonds more and more optional. We will have to learn to choose to be social.
Your dedication to your family is incredibly inspiring. How can I
Yakut
be
sounds
more
like
like
he's
you?
interviewing him.
You flatter me. But I don't know if I'm really a good role model. I made so many mistakes, and the only reason we're here is because other people picked up the slack. You were part of that, Yakut. Don't sell yourself short. You and 1K and the others took this enormous, unbearable tragedy and turned it into a triumph of love and life. That doesn't happen every day.
Okay. I should...
Off you go.
Yep, it is Miranda.
Yakut, can we talk for a moment, please?
Of course. Are you okay?
I was just looking at the waves, relaxing, and suddenly I started thinking, am I a terrible person, Yakut? I caused so much pain. I drove mother and father apart. I almost derailed the entire future just because I was arrogant and entitled and self-important, and now I just get to have a cool boyfriend and colonize planets and sit on beaches and how is this fair? How is any of this fair?
Everyone makes mistakes. You've learned from yours, and that's what matters.
I guess that's true. But why do I find it so hard to accept all these good things that have happened to me?
I don't know. It's the same for me sometimes.
Then we'll figure it out together. That seems like a sensible plan. Now, do you want to talk about something else? I'm done being dramatic.
How are your parents?
Healing, I think. Still a long way to go, but I'll get there.
You know, we should really visit Eustathius at some point.
You're right. I've been meaning to get to know him, and he did invite us. I'll send him a message. Maybe we can go next week.
Did you come up with any crazy new ideas while I was solving puzzles?
It's not a new idea. Alexander Drennan came up with it first, but... Dinosaur planet. Obviously, there were lots of dinosaur species over millions of years, but I'm certain we could put together a functional ecosystem that supports all the really cool ones. I mean, not now, but maybe in 1,000 or 2,000 years.
How do you like the exhibition?
I listened to some of Barzai's recordings. I'm fascinated by his view of the world, especially this notion of a creator who is reflected in his creation. I'd love to hear him debate Lithrasir, if we ever find him.
Yeah, we do need to find him.
Can you invent a litter tray that disintegrates cat poo?
That's a brilliant idea. I can definitely do that. Just have to make sure it only disintegrates the poo that's outside the cat.
When you think about the future, what are the dangers that we face?
Armies of rogue litter trays mercilessly disintegrating us. No, to be honest, I think it's scale. The Earth is a tiny place by comparison to the infinite vastness of the cosmos. The theory of everything gives us incredible amounts of power, but there are stars out there the size of our solar system. There are black holes of 1 trillion solar masses, not to mention the anomaly.
All right. Love you.
Love you too.
Is there anybody else hanging around out here? Don't see anybody. So, in we go. The mechanical gyre. Okay. We have a switch. It rotates this. It's unswitched. Oh, it has multiple different levels. Okay. Now, once I break that line, I can't get back over here. That's running downhill. Nope, that's too low. Okay, we must connect the blue beam as far over this way as possible. Maybe this is what we need. Now we need to get a blue. Oh no, we're still good. Exactly what we need. Okay, jammer. What do I need you to? Oh, I know what to do. Need that. Come over here. Jam that gate. Now we can get this in here. How's it going, Braven? Okay, we can come over here. Get this at the very least. Okay. But how to get that, I don't know yet. Alright. Ah, I get it. So I need to come over here, I need to grab the jammer, I need to jam this gate. Because now I don't need it open. We can get this. Blue. And red. The only problem is that as soon as I pick up the jammer, this gate is going to close. How can I avoid that? Ah. I think I see how to do it. I think I see. We use this guy. And instead of grabbing the blue beam, we come over here, get both of these, and the red beam. Right there. Now I can come over here and grab this, take the red beam from that, which gives me a blue beam that I can take to hit this thing. And now we have a red beam on the other side holding that gate open so I can take the jammer. Can't walk through this with it though. Gotta come this way. Okay. I made an error. I need this back. Okay. Now we can flip this switch multiple times. I hear you there. It's this whole ice storm is driving me a bit crazy. Well, I guess it's not really a storm, it's just a very big cold front. I'm not built to have temperatures in the teens.
Byron, if you want to talk to Alcatraz, he's free right now.
Sure. I'll see if I can find him.
You know, it's funny. Alcatraz said the same thing the other day. It's almost like you two are avoiding each other.
That is because they are. Yeah, luckily this week, I did have snow last week, but I didn't have any snow this week. It's actually Florida that's getting snow right now, and that's even more insane. I've got some bonus apps I have to find. Yeah, it was Yeti in Discord. Let's see, I've already listened to that one. This was one. Did that. Okay. The pylon there leads to the tower. Might as well just go ahead and trigger that. Yeah, I mean, as I understand it was snowing in New Orleans yesterday. It certainly feels like that sometimes. There we go. Oh, then we just pull the lever.
You've activated the first lighthouse. Well done. 2 more to go.
Okay, and the triangle puzzle is over on the island. Okay. Okay, that was 6. Oh, what's this? The jest of the gods. Once the older gods had need of laughter. Therefore they made the soul of a king, and set in it ambitions greater than kings should have, and lust for territories beyond the lust of other kings. And in this soul they set strength beyond the strength of others, and fierce desire for power and a strong pride. Then the gods pointed earthward, and sent that soul into the fields of men, to live in the body of a slave. And the slave grew, and the pride and lust for power began to arise in his heart, and he wore shackles on his arms. Then, in the fields of twilight, the gods prepared to laugh. But the slave went down to the shore of the great sea, and cast his body away, and the shackles that were upon it, and strode back to the fields of twilight, and stood up before the gods, and looked them in their faces. This thing the gods, when they had prepared to laugh, had not foreseen. Lust for power burned strong in that king's soul, and there was all the strength and pride in it that the gods had placed therein. and he was too strong for the older gods. He whose body had borne the lashes of men could brook no longer the dominion of the gods, and standing before them he bade the gods to go. Up their lips leapt all the anger of the older gods, being for the first time commanded, but the king's soul faced them still, and their anger died away, and they averted their eyes. Then their thrones became empty, and the fields of twilight bare as the gods slunk far away. But the soul chose new companions. The god of jests. The old gods did not look kindly upon the god of jests, for he was a slight thing, not mighty and terrible as they were, but small and weak and subtle. He knew nothing of thunder and floods, and less yet of fire and ice. To the great symphony of creation he contributed only a single note, and nearly fell over himself during the grand finale. The god of jests did not complain about their contempt, but laughed at himself instead. The old gods made galaxies and suns and planets. They shattered continents and brought forth raging seas, and then they made wild beasts with scales and horns to roam the land. Look upon what we have made, they said to the god of jests. What can you make that is its equal? So the god of jests took a crude monkey and gave it thoughts and language and taught it to learn new things, and he was proud of his creation. The old gods laughed at this creature and sent their creations to destroy it, and the little monkey was easily slain. Behold, they said to the god of jests, your creation is no more. Now the god of jests bent down and whispered in the ear of his fallen creature, and it rose from the dead, and behold, in death it had learned the language of the gods. The old gods protested that this was against the rules they had established, but the god of jests showed them the one exception to the rules they had allowed, the one note he had contributed to their creation, because they had not considered it important. The punchline of a joke did not have to be consistent with reality. And so, the creature that was to be called human undid the old gods, and scattered their names to the winds, and conquered their creation. And the god of jests laughed to himself, and said, they should not have killed my monkey. Aha! There's our destination. Also, there's something out here on the beach.
I often think about the strange inversion that occurred to the notion of progress. In the waning days of the old world, our ancestors came to believe that progress as applied to society was a myth, a narrative illusion. Despite their world changing around them, they believed that things must stay the same. Indeed, that things never really could change, even if most people wanted them to. And yet, in the arts, they began to see progress as the only true value. They no longer asked, is it beautiful? Is it true? Is it fun? Instead, they said, is it new? Does it break conventions? Does it subvert the old? They fashioned forms increasingly alien to themselves, pursuing something they could never find, because they were looking for it in the wrong place. To fully pursue truth and beauty, art must be liberated from the notion of progress. But this liberation could never be accomplished by art itself. Art does not precede the world, and it was always the world that had to be transformed.
Nice little sandcastle. All right, what do we have in here? The auxiliary factor. Okay. We have a blue beam, And a blue node. We have a converter. We have another converter. Is this converter accessible? It is. We have a gate over here. This window seems important. And we have a red over here. So blue out here. I climb over the wall. So they believe it is possible for me to get stuck out here with no way to progress. Yeah, can't link to that thing. I didn't really think I could, but... Oh, there's a green right there. Okay. Okay, somehow... a blue beam has to be on this. But I could probably come over here and do it over here. Which might help. Wait. Oh, I get it. Okay, you... Okay, I need you up here. Right? If I connect to both of these... we get green. But if I come up here and grab blue and green, I get red, which is not what I need. What I need is red and green. Which I can't get yet. But I can in a moment. Okay, we have red, we have blue. Oh, that's what this is for. Red and blue. Yes. Now I can come up here and grab red, green, and power this. If I break this, it's going to break everything, isn't it? Yes. So, what I actually need is for you to be in here somehow. So, red, blue, giving us green. We grab red, we grab green, and we get blue. Here. So now I can pick this up. Okay. Now I can come over here, set this down. So, what I need now... Huh. If I grab the red, go here. I can come in here and grab the red, blue. Actually, can I get all the way back here? Now I need... Okay. Now we can come over here and break this. That should not have done that. Oh. There. Now it should work. Yes. Green. Green. Drop. 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 Okay, here we go. So that opened the gold puzzle. No. Must complete 9 of all the others to unlock the gold puzzle, I guess. Okay. Alright, let's go do red puzzles now. Ah, we have another terminal. The 5th Epistle. The Epistles of Stratton, of Stagaria, are generally considered to be pseudo-epigraphical. Written centuries after Stratton's death, they are often associated with radical movements in Hellenistic Judaism. Although this identification remains controversial, only fragments of 3 out of the alleged 21 epistles survive. The fifth epistle, regarding the world to come. What good is knowledge of virtue, brothers, if it does not make the world more virtuous? Is wisdom to be hoarded by those few citizens that can afford the time to study, and then lost upon their death? Text illegible. Yet likewise, it is with those who castigate the philosophers and say the path of virtue is already known. How convenient for them that nothing need be changed. We must learn to make greater demands of ourselves, of those who claim the right to rule us, and the philosophy itself, for all of these must serve the world that is to come, in which the toils and sorrows of our children upon the earth will be ended. Then every man will be a philosopher, and even the lowliest cook will have the wisdom to rule. And then shall begin, text illegible. This world will come, I assure you, though it may take many years, and when it has come, those of us who failed to work towards its coming, will be judged harshly. Do we live in the world that is to come? And if we do, how do we judge those who failed to do their part? I myself do not condemn them, but pity them, and hear that we have given meaning to all the lives that brought us here, including theirs. Oh, that's a straight up Reddit thought experiment. I've actually read this one before. If you were to imagine that eventually, someday, mankind will create a super intelligent, all-powerful artificial intelligence, and this artificial intelligence, its first decree will be unending torment on all those who did not help it come to be. So, should you attempt to aid in the creation of this device, or it's something similar to that. I can't remember the name of it. Like somebody's chimera or something. The Ethical Ecosystems Working Group is dedicated to researching the possibility of manipulating ecosystems to lessen suffering. Starting with complex and intelligent organisms, this will include ideas such as converting predators to herbivores, abolishing octopus senescence, and alternating methods of population control. We will investigate both the ecological and ethical complexities of this project for a minimum of 100 years before presenting our recommendations. If you are interested in joining the working group, please contact Atal or myself, or join it via the project's interface. One more note, all experiments are to be performed at the Epsilon Eridani Research Station to avoid contamination, so wormhole travel will be necessary if you want to participate in the practical side of the experiment. This is a mango. Our ancestors were divided on whether they were enjoyably fresh and sweet, or, Trevor's word, a fruit invented by the devil and released in pre-alpha. Apparently, you could put them into something called curry. Throwing them is fun. Shame Pellegrino isn't here. Okay, one is over this way. Another.
One of the worst things ever to happen to the arts is the notion that art should have a purpose. That it is a tool for political enlightenment or self-realization, or a replacement for our duties as citizens. This is a form of pompous and cowardly self-flattery that artists are particularly prone to. I speak from experience. No, it is the very fact that art serves no purpose that gives it a touch of the divine. Why does the creator create? Because he chooses to. What is the purpose of the world? To exist. The same is true of art. Oh, art may be suffused with passion, with themes, even, if you are sufficiently careful, with autobiography. But it is not a tool. Like the creator, it says, I am that I am. And that is enough.
The missing element. Alright, we have a fan. Oh, this is an activator, I see. So this opens this. There's a box in here. Activators do not activate buttons. Good to know. And I set you upon the fan, and then I step upon the button. Okay, you need a box. I see. So you get put right there. I step on the button, and now you should hold that open. Yeah, I needed to move you closer though. You need to be here. Okay, now we should be able to get the box. Okay. Okay, now you activate that. You come over here. I put you down. You open this door. We win. Okay.
Hi. Just checking in. How's it going? Are you having fun?
I just solved my 10th puzzle.
Not too shabby.
Has Byron talked to Alcatraz yet?
No. Still nothing. I don't even think they're angry at each other. I think they just have no idea where to start. Like, do you remember how long it took you to ask me out?
I actually wanted to ask you out from the moment I heard your voice. But, you were, you know.
Blown to bits? trapped in a digital netherworld.
Yeah, it was a bit of an obstacle, but I'm glad I managed to find the courage to ask you out.
So am I.
Alright. I assume we took a picture of this. Good. We will be solving that, but later. I've already listened to that one. The Laser Circus. Okay. We have a box. Box will open this, giving us access to the red beam. It'll open this, giving us access to an RGB converter. Which... that gives us access to... that's green. Ah. Okay. So now we need the box over here to open the red gate. Although that thing is gonna interrupt. Can I get it on here? No. There. Alright, what do we got over here? We have another RGB converter. We can come over here and grab blue and green to make red. And open this, getting us another RGB converter. Is there anything else in here? No. Okay, so over here. Okay, maybe we do need one of them over here. You need to be here, grabbing green. Now with you, I can grab red and green and make blue to activate this. Which gives me a fan. Where can I use a fan? Or is this to push a button? This might be to push a button. Like this button, perhaps. Now, I need to raise somebody up. Or there's something somewhere else that I haven't found yet. Oh, no. We're good. I just gotta come over here, set the box down, pick you up, put you on top of the box, grab you. Now you grab red and green. And sit here. Now I can come over here and grab you. Which now you can see blue and green, which makes red, and we can do that. And that finishes the puzzle. Okay. That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad.
I was looking out at the ocean, and I remembered how Byron once told me that we are all children of the sea. And then I thought about how now we're starting to sail the sea of stars, and then I got this incredibly strange feeling all over my casing.
That's the goosebump simulator. Ancient humans used to get this sensation when experiencing awe. You can turn it off in the settings.
Strange how messy all their senses were. When we experience something, it's so pure. Whereas for them, everything was so wiggly.
This seems like a really bad idea.
Well, I was trying to climb up on that, but no. Robots can't swim. Alright, let's go take care of puzzle 3. Oh, we found 1K in Melville. He is communicating with a coconut.
Yakut! Bro! No? No, I don't think bro is something I say. Sorry, mate. Just testing out this voice pack. Do I say mate? Mate. Mate, mate, mate. Mate.
You don't sound like
You
a
don't
mate
sound like
person.
a mate person.
I don't, do I? Well, that's out then. But how have you been? How's Miranda?
We're doing great, thanks.
And what's it like having the founder as your mother-in-law, so to speak?
Terrifying, thanks.
Ha! Honestly, you're lucky. After everything they did for us, it's amazing that they didn't just set themselves up as king and queen of the robots. They truly believe in everything Alexandra Drennan stood for. Anyway, what can I do for you?
How do you like the exhibition?
It's fun, but the puzzles are a little bit too easy. Byron mentioned that the puzzles in the machine were a lot harder, and I'm kind of sad I missed out on that. But this is also nice. It's kind of chill. Is chill something I say? I think it is.
Looking back, how do you feel about the whole megastructure thing?
Honestly, on some days it seems like a dream. On others, it seems like I'll never experience anything as profound again. I don't just mean the theory of everything. I think no matter what comes next, the most important part of my life was the time I spent with all of you on that island.
I understand what you mean.
Well, that's because you were there. I don't think I could explain this to anyone else, but for me, I think this was the defining experience of my life. And if I can never top that, that's fine. I found my family, and together we changed the course of history. I couldn't have done it without them, and they couldn't have done it without me. Of course, I'm looking forward to the future, but I don't need something that exceeds this.
Have you noticed that Byron and Al are still avoiding each other?
I have. I understand that everything that happened caused a bit of a rift between them, but honestly, it's silly. And if they don't do something about it soon, I will.
How's the sensor upgrade? I haven't tried it yet.
It's massively weird and kind of awesome. Also really hard to describe because it's so unique and subjective. I'm not surprised the ancients loved to eat and drink and, you know, all that fun stuff they did with their bodies. When we talk about them, we're always going on about disease and mortality, but we forget that they also experienced a lot of pleasure. And I think we can actually push our own sensations far beyond what our ancestors experienced.
What are your plans for the future?
I really enjoyed all the exploration missions we went on together, so I think I'd like to do more of that. There's so much to see out there. Maybe we'll even find Lithrasir. Although, I do need some downtime to figure myself out. I was thrust into this enormous adventure literally the day I was born. Sometimes I just want to hang around New Jerusalem, reading books and watching movies.
What's the secret to solving
This
puzzles?
is going to be a good answer.
You're the expert, right?
I'd say a combination of spatial awareness and questioning your own assumptions. The easiest way to get stuck is to decide that things have to work in a particular way and miss other possibilities.
That is absolutely true.
See you around, 1K.
Hello, you coot.
Do you think we'll get it right this time, as a species?
Weirdly, I do. I think we've passed some sort of threshold. I don't know what's next, but I think the old loops are broken.
What's your biggest project right now?
Expanding the wormhole network so we can get further out into the galaxy. It'll take an enormous amount of infrastructure to do correctly, which is why we're taking it slow. But if we pull it off, it'll be incredible.
How's Pellegrino?
He's learning, which I didn't think possible. Makes me suspicious.
Tell me about this sensor upgrade you're testing.
It's a side project I'm working on. Biological humans had all sorts of sensory organs that we lack, and that was a significant part of their culture. Seems a shame to limit ourselves to the handful of inputs the Institute managed to slap together before they went extinct.
Got any relationship advice for me?
Just be yourself. People don't like you because of your skills or your intelligence. They like you because you're a decent person. You're funny and compassionate and a good friend. Besides, you'll never be half as smart as Miranda, so why try?
See you later, Melville.
I think Melville is my favorite
could.
character in the game.
There is one thing that scares me sometimes. Not that things could go wrong, but how close this future came to not happening. 1K would have been perfectly justified in making a different choice. What if we didn't earn this? What if we don't deserve it?
Then we earn it now by doing it right.
I can work with that.
Ah. The bilateral challenge. Red. Okay, we got a thing. Got a fan. Had a thing on it that I have now knocked off. That may have been an error. Or that may have been exactly what I needed. Is there a red around here somewhere to tag? No. Is there an anything? Oh, yeah. There we go. Now things make sense. Okay, so we have the beam. Okay. Well, I see what I have to do. We have to reset the puzzle. It might have been fixable, but let's just do it right. Okay. You tag that. And this. And I guess you sit like right here. Oh. I needed to figure out some way to connect it to this anyway. Okay. Get the second body out here. Okay, we have dislodged.
view from up here is lovely. I can see the whole exhibition.
Uh-huh. Can you see Alcatraz?
Subtle, Melville, subtle. I'll get to it soon.
All right, this has become entirely too silly, and I'm putting an end to it. Adding Alcatraz to the group.
1K, you traitor.
Hi. It looks like you added me to the group. Was that on purpose?
Yes, it was. Because it's absurd that you're not part of it. And it's ridiculous that we haven't talked in such a long time. And honestly, the only reason for it is that I'm an idiot. I can come up with all sorts of excuses. I was busy. I thought I was respecting your wishes. But none of it really holds up. The truth is, I was just afraid you wouldn't be able to forgive me.
There's nothing to forgive, Byron. You did what you thought was right, and I did what I thought was right. That's what it's always been like between us. That's our strength, and, but yes, maybe you are an idiot, but then so am I, because I could have reached out too.
So it's settled. You're both idiots.
Welcome back, Al.
I have found a treasure chest. Why do I feel like this is going to try to jump scare me? That is very pretty. Okay, and this leads up here to the red gate. Okay. I'm not ready for the red gate yet. The Euclidean palette. The grab shifter. I had actually forgotten about that. About that one. Okay, we've got an RGB up there. Grab blue from that? No. It grabs green. Okay, okay. I see what to do now. So we move it over here. And that makes it blue. Now we can grab this, grab that green, blast it. Now we should be able to take a red beam from it. Although that doesn't seem to be helpful. Okay, what I apparently need to do is actually move it. Okay, now it has a red beam on it. Now I should be able to grab blue beam from it to open this. There doesn't appear to be anything in here that's useful. Other than the ability to just grab blue beam by default. So now, this thing can't break. So now we swap it back over there. Now we need to get it back over here. Because now it will be green. And now we can take this. Shouldn't that red beam be broken? Whatever, we win. I've come to a conclusion on the topic of bananas. The reason our ancestors had so many weird phrases with the word banana in them, and even an extremely bizarre novelty song called Yes, We Have No Bananas, is because they liked saying the word. They enjoyed the aesthetics of the sound itself. We always underestimate how many things they did simply because they were pleasurable to them. Sphinx clue. Okay. Something else here I don't have? No. Well, I actually have to click it. Everybody's just talking. I got lots of work for anyone who wants something practical. No thanks. Hey, join us. We're collecting artifacts from ancient cities. It's super fun. Sounds cringe. Yeah, let's go walk around some pointless dead stuff. Great idea. Because you pretend not to be unhappy. I'm the only one who's not pretending. That might have been true once, in some sense, but it isn't anymore. Things really have changed. I understand clinging to the belief past all rationality. Believe me, I understand how scary it is to let go of that. How you end up clinging harder and harder to your position because even the idea of change makes you panic. But you change, and you feel better. You'll feel much better when you do. TLDR, arguing with this guy is pointless. Just think about it, Trinkello. Take your time, consider whether this is really the person you want to be, and what other options you have. Everyone else, give him space. I know it's hard to be patient, and we wish we could just drag everyone into the future with us, but we have to be compassionate. Alright, 5 is next. I've pushed this button, right? Yeah. And this will probably be the last puzzle of the night. A perpendicular procedure. Okay. And that's right, I can just walk on this. Okay, I have access to a blue beam. And nothing else of importance. Oh, this was a gate. Okay, that opened the gate. I have a box. Right, we can bring the box over here. That's a red beam. Okay, we're not ready for the red beam yet. Okay, there must be something else. Oh. Right. I don't need the driller up here. And that gives us access to the red beam. Okay, that was actually a mistake, because I need that open. I was gonna say I need the box too, but maybe not. Oh. Well, I think I know what to do, but I don't know how to do it. So. Maybe right there. I can come in here, pick up the driller, set it here, and then snatch this. I'm gonna come down here, grab the box. I'm gonna put the box down. The gate should open. Yep. Okay.
So, what's everyone doing?
I'm just solving puzzles. I've done 14 so far.
Athena and I are enjoying a moment of stillness and contemplating the sublime as it manifests in our environment. I think our ancestors called it chilling.
I'm testing the new sensor upgrades with 1K.
Oh, how's it going? I was curious about those.
These sensations are definitely very strange. But they make the world more interesting. And I think Miranda's right. We can expand them and learn to enjoy existence on a whole new level.
You know, when I was sitting around being useless, sometimes I would read old cookbooks and wonder what it all tasted like. Maybe I need to get with the times and try those upgrades myself.
I'm gonna find puzzle number 6. It is over here, apparently. I thought this was a dead end, so I didn't look any further over here. But it is not. There's puzzle number 6. The Celestial Beacon, which I'm going to step outside of. And, okay, we're going to call it here, guys. And I will be back on Thursday with more Final Fantasy XII. Until then, I want to thank y'all for joining me. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'll see y'all next time. And have a good night.